My fellow Ambazonians, this is Dr. Chuayaba. Yesterday, I sent out a written message concerning the death of our soldiers, and I thought it was important for me to do a follow-up by audio so it will reach a wider audience. The reactions yesterday really showed the passion with which Ambazonians desire their independence. Sometimes it is during these moments that you are able to calibrate people's commitment to the cause of independence. And it is also during these moments that you can be able to understand evil and in all its manifestation. I am at the forefront. I see a lot of bad things that can emotionally drown you, things that can really destabilize you. Before you ever hear or see things, I have gone through hours of kind of emotional distress. When you hear soldiers fall, what is of concern to me is the emotional state of those left behind and their security. Why most of you will be concerned with the death, if you realize I am more concerned on how secure those who are alive are, how stable they are emotionally, because they've lost a friend, they've lost a brother, and they've lost a comrade. So I spend 90% of my time ensuring that they are okay, that they feel that we care, that they will be okay. So these things are things we deal with them privately before we ever come to you to address your own concerns. Because you are also soldiers. You might not be at the forefront carrying a rifle. You are those mobilizing the resources. You are those organizing demonstrations. So you are in a different battlefield. And so when one soldier falls in one battlefield, it affects soldiers all over. I can assure you, when people say our forces are divided, they are not as divided as we think. People in the Atlantic, soldiers in the Atlantic, were not happy. They made some calls to third parties and asking, how did this happen? Everyone was mad. So Ambazonian soldiers and the Ambazonian people do not want their own to die. Of course, there are a few broken families, broken individuals who take pride in the demise of our people. But as I wrote yesterday, we should expect soldiers to fall. We should. This is war. This is war. Should we understand? No, I don't expect you to understand it. Should we rationalize it? I do not expect you to rationalize it. We are fighting a brutal enemy whose existence in our land has been due to the system it has built, a corrupt system, a system through which you only survive by paying allegiance to your butchers. And so we should expect that while the euphoria of the uprising and the revolution translates into pain and suffering and sometimes uncertainty in the period of the liberation, many of these beneficiaries will turn into traitors. Ambazonian resistance is not unique in that particular aspect. I have given statements out, provided almost lecture-like outings that have given you a lot of knowledge about what happened in Algeria. There were more traitors than there were FLN fighters. The west of Timor was almost like a bastion for treachery against East Timor. black slaves in South Africa who enabled apartheid have been a problem. The Zulu in Qatar was a hindrance. I wrote the last time, between the day Mandela left jail, I think that was the 11th February 1990, I can't really be certain, till 1994, there were more than 30-something thousand South Africans who died due to this internal fighting. These things occur. Soldiers also die because they are careless. And I've spoken about this yesterday. Ahidjo wouldn't have died if they take simple instructions. Sokma Bobby, Ground Zero wouldn't have died. I see a traitor out there taking credit. No, he had nothing to do with it. We know what happened. They went out for an operation after hearing that the enemy had entered a particular location. And they came back after putting up materials in that particular location. Instead of moving exactly where they are supposed to move, they transited in a place they were not supposed to, doing stuff that they were not supposed to. And the enemy benefited from that. I know there are black legs out here who, they use their ties to communities, they whip sentiments. They are irrelevant to a great extent. They have the be relevance on assumptions and on taking credit about things that they have virtually no idea about. But we'll up the game. I said the other time that, like Churchill said, this war will be fought in every battlefield, internal or external. And rather than sit and you are always complaining, take action. You know what I mean? Take action. All of these broke noisemakers out here are very vulnerable. I can't tell you how vulnerable they are. Take action. I have been put in a position as a leader where there are certain things I cannot do. But the time will come. Ahidjo fell just by the enemy using a former A7 Qatar fighter and kept him on the phone. And a direct call. The enemy could track that down to his location. He realized that he fell alone. And why is a top general all by himself? The Supreme General of the ADF also died because of certain limitations and carelessness. Why the black legs played their own role. If he had taken all measures that had been prescribed on how to handle yourself as a soldier, he wouldn't have fallen. So if Ambazonian soldiers are listening to this audio, your security is the security of the barrack, and it is the security of the Ambazonian struggle. If you are careless, you put your own security and your life at risk, the security and the lives of your comrades at risk, and you put the security and the integrity of the Ambazonian struggle at risk. We have a moral obligation to conduct ourselves in a way that guarantees for us, our communities, our comrades, and our country its safety. I can't, as leader, simply just do what I want. I can't, because it would have a negative impact on the struggle. I can't just say what I want, because it will have a negative impact on the struggle. I have to conduct myself in a way that upholds my own integrity as an individual, the integrity of those who wield the arms on behalf of our people in such a way that if an outsider listens to me, the outsider has respect for the struggle and the Ambazonian people. It's a moral obligation, and we should not take it for granted. It's like your local pastor can't simply just do whatever he or she wants, because whatever they do has an impact in the community. What you must also know is that this struggle is one of who controls the narrative. Since the 11th of February, Cameroon has been bloodied. The humiliation on the 11th of February, they have never really overcome it. Our media persons, the spokespersons, those who speak for us have been exposing the decay inside Cameroon itself. They have been exposing its collapse or its imminent collapse. They have been exposing a lot about a country that sits on sand. This has not worked well for the enemy. Our forces also on the ground have been doing their utmost best. 7 years into a war, they are still fighting. And it's a war the enemy said they will be dissolved in 2 weeks. So it is a burden on Cameroon. So they always need positive news out there. Most of the blacklegs that were screaming and shouting have vanished. Some have escaped. They are tired. Those who went into DDR and the enemy used the DDR as a propaganda tool. It didn't last either. Every antic that they've invented as a propaganda machinery to undermine the spirit of our resistance has fallen flat on its face because of the fortitude that you've demonstrated. It is fortitude that will take us across the line. It is not your belief in the outcome you seek. It's fortitude to get up every day, face the unexpected with fortitude. Remembering that for 63 years, these barbarians have butchered, murdered, buried people alive, raped. And no matter how treacherous the journey ahead looks, only cowards will walk back to drink the vomit that they've been escaping from. We do not have a choice. It is independence or death. Whether you die now with a bullet, you die in exile and be buried like a nomad, or you die in poverty in Ambazonia. We don't have a choice. The liberation tax has been giving them nightmares. Heard about a meeting by the principal traitor Tanganji threatening MTN that has been used as a spy institution to spy on our forces. They know continuous flow of money translates into continuous flow of bullets and rifles and RPG. They are not blind to the reality that they are facing in Bui, in Mezam, in Momo, in Meme and other places. They are not. They know who they are up against. They know that Dr. Cho Ayaba is focused on acquiring arms because that is the only thing that will keep us safe. For 7 years, they have not been able to bring us down. The next 25 years, they will not even be around. And I want you to know that you are not here by chance. That for the past 7 years, you have simply not survived by some luck. A liberation war is a very complex endeavor. And you design a strategy to survive. So when you see us fighting in Momo, we are establishing a base in Mezam, we are in Donga, we are in Fako, Meme, and other places fighting. It's not simply because we just want to fight the enemy in those places. It's what they call the multiplier effect. You do these things to be able to survive, knowing fully well your back is not backed by superpower. Your coffers are not stuffed by some oil dealers. This war is sponsored by the Ambazonian people through their widow's might continuously, in times when they are happy, in times when they are not, in times when they are certain, in times when they are uncertain. What keeps it also going is a leadership that has faith and that provides clarity on what others have gone through, what we will go through, and what the outcome will look like. The combination of all of these processes and activities is what sustains the Ambazonian struggle against an enemy backed by the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and even our own resources. And I ask you to have fortitude. Like Colin Powell once said, even when you are cold, don't show you are cold. Even when you are hungry, don't show that you are hungry. You must have fortitude. The Ambazonian struggle is a struggle that will define the Gulf of Guinea in the next 100 years. The world will have a choice between anarchy that has been created by the plantations that they have put in place called Cameroon, Nigeria, and all the other countries, or it will have certainty and stability in a new political dispensation that embraces local and international models of politics, economy, and social structures. This is not simply a war of liberation, specifically about the land. It's about the kind of society that we want. It's about the kind of life that we want. It's about the perpetuation of our culture, which is an embodiment of our lifestyle, our language, our food, and everything that gives us an identity. Cameroon's presence is not only about extortion, it's about imposing its own culture through its language, its legal system, its system of education. And without this resistance, few years down the road, you must have lost everything. It's not simply a struggle for independence. It's a battle between ideals, a struggle between materialism and idealism. It is whether you want to leave exile and fly into a muddy, stinking airport and return back out here being unable to speak with pride and dignity because Your backyard is full of mess. Or you want to land in a country where you find your people living a life in dignity and hope, where you can drive on a highway without bumping into potholes that are deliberate. All of us are soldiers of this liberation war. And if every morning you get up and you are worried about a fallen soldier, think about the thousands of Ambazonians who are locked up in jail for nothing. Think about Patasang as a teacher, Abdul Karim as a Muslim scholar. Think about Professor Awasu. Think about BBC Mancho. I'm providing you names of people, the Conrads and the others, whose sole crime might have been their position. Because how do you explain that these people, that you get up every day and you say this war is because Ayaba and the others are fighting? We don't want to compromise. How do you explain why Tasang is in jail? How do you explain why lecturers in universities in Biafra land and Nigeria are in jail in Yaoundé? You can understand, even if you will not accept commanders being in jail as war prisoners. How do you explain the attitude of a regime that will murder students, that will burn villages, because if people simply want the perpetuation of their own lifestyle that should be reflected in their curriculum of education, in their legal system, and in their way of life? How do you explain this level of barbarism? How can you sit back and you look at the Ambazonian fighters and see them as, oh, maybe if they surrender, you will have peace? If I ask all the forces to drop their arms, you think you are going to have justice? Dial Fonchai in his grave and ask him if he had justice when he didn't wield a gun. Call Muna and ask him if he had justice when he didn't wield a gun. Go ask the family of Cardinal Tomi if his dead body, mistreated the way it was because he was carrying a rifle. You are not in pain or in shock because the brave men and women on the ground carry rifles. You are in pain and in shock because of a brutal barbarian that took over your land and has decided if you do not submit, it's going to murder and burn down every village. And let facts speak. Our forces are harassed. They are taunted. They are attacked. I want you to tell me in a statistical form, Cameroon has killed more than 35,000 of our people. Ambazonian fighters in the wildest of all, with the exception of Mainu, have not killed 100 people. They have not. For 63 years, these people impose Kale Kale, roadblocks to roadblocks, extortion 500 years. They've taken over our land through DOs issuing land certificates. No one is shouting on a daily basis. You want to attack the integrity of Ambazonian fighters for setting roadblocks to buy bullets. They have been engaged of recent. The concentration of attack on the Amazonian Defense Forces and other nationalist forces is because they've seen these nationalist forces as an obstacle to a compromise that will keep Ambazonia under Cameroon. And I have said it, and let me repeat again. Cameroon will not exist without an independent Ambazonia. Let them take note. Cameroon will not exist without an independent Ambazonia. And there will never be any compromise that keeps an inch of Ambazonian territory under Cameroon's rule. So anyone out there having these discussions, meeting A, B, C, and D on a compromise position, know that I am more than the Berlin Wall. These barbarians should leave our land and allow our sons and daughters to have a life in dignity. Our mothers should go to their farms and be able to plow the fields and live with hope. We are not asking for their kidney. We don't owe them child support. And if you get up any day and you feel weary, note that we will be fighting this enemy until they are vanquished completely. Anytime you are on the ground, get up, dust yourself, and sing the anthem. Be inspired by it. There will be no compromise.
All right. Good afternoon, our brave people. Good afternoon to you all, the beautiful people of Ambazonia. No one, including Mr. Bia, has ever informed the Ambazonian people why they should be under Cameroon. No one, including the colonial prime minister, has explained to the people of Cameroon, to the people of Ambazonia, and to the international community why Ambazonia should be under Cameroon authority. None of the traitors, none of the enablers has ever explained to any Ambazonian why Ambazonia should be under Cameroon. Not even France, not even the United Kingdom, not even the United States, not even Canada has explained to the Ambazonian people why Ambazonia should be under Cameroon's occupation. So why are they insisting for us to be under them? Mr. Bia should come and explain to his countrymen and women, to the international community, why Ambazonia should be under Cameroon. Diongute, he's a doctor, right? He speaks fluently, right? Should be able to explain to the international system, to Cameroon, and to the Ambazonian people why Ambazonia should be under Cameroon. I have asked all of you these questions many times. I'm going to ask them again today. Cameroon has not been able to govern itself. How can it govern Ambazonia? Cameroon has not been able to develop itself. How can a people that have not been able to develop themselves develop Ambazonia? Cameroon has not been able to manage itself. How can they manage Ambazonia? Cameroon has not been able to take care of itself. How can they take care of Ambazonia? Fellow Ambazonians, today I want to address una. I want to make we get a discussion. I be a researcher. A leader need to talk anyhow. Before we can talk for una, we can talk for a purpose, for a reason. Before Cameroon gained independence, they did already make a plan for France. For say, Cameroon, as it gained independence, they must take over and occupy Ambazonia. The Ambazonia problem not start today. It not start for 2016. Cameroon a quest for conquer Ambazonia. It start even before Cameroon gained independence. I just finished, in fact, I just spent the entire morning for do a research before I come through this breaking information. So the bureau already got a plan. My work when I through it to go on. A manipulative plan will already be put in place by France and Cameroon for decide your future. The Ambazonian leaders, where they come up for the Eastern House, for set up, for prepare the territory for self-governance and independence. They not get any idea about witty France and Cameroon. They be plan and they be prepare. No idea. Zero idea. When Foncha become the premier of the territory, Ahidjo Bidon become the premier, the vice premier for la République du Cameroun. Between 1953 and 1956, Amadou Ahidjo will get training for France. Between 1953 and 1956, they already start to train Amadou Ahidjo for France. They be like an ideology and which he be already agree. Amadou Ahidjo, he will make 3 promises to the French for preparing for independence. Number 1, 3 objectives. The France, they agree for grant Cameroon independence. The first objective, and Amadou Ahidjo, he will become the president. Ahidjo promise and sign. Say the next thing he go do immediately they make it president. Now for make sure say he reunite and take over the former territory of British Southern Cameroon. You get 3 objectives. Make sure say independence come. Number 2, reunite and take over the territory of British Southern Cameroon and integrate them with Cameroon. Number 3, for make sure say Cameroon it be under full France cooperation for that French cooperative agreement. And the three objectives this way Ahidjo if you get them. Not forget, when they prepare the territory for self-governance, the option where they give them, the manipulative option where they be already arranged. And you go ask yourself, why they not put the option of independence to the Ambazonian people then? They give them limited options. Again, as I don't explain them for my previous discussion then, public discussions, one of the reasons we did not prepare the Ambazonia territory for independence, while France and the Cameroon leader then, they prepare the Cameroon territory for independence, they already start to build state institutions then. And number one, they already create a secret service. Number two, they already start for create the military. Number three, they already start for form their police. They already start for take all the things and the system for France for create them within La République with Cameroon. Because during that time when they prepare La République for independence, Ahidjo will not only be the premier, the vice premier, but Ahidjo will be now also the minister of interior, where we call and say minister of national security. So they already prepare the state. The Ambazonia leaders, they leave Eastern House. They come, they not build the foundation of a state. They be rely only on the decision of the British. A part of the manipulative process will be already start. If you ask yourself why they come out the Eastern House, they not build an army for protect Ambazonian state institutions. Okay. Foncha, the born Jongo Foncha for 1916, and Foncha died for 1999. He died at the age of 82 years. Jongo Foncha, they start for prepare ye for be the premier for the Ambazonian people then, and upon independence, he become the prime minister. If form a political party where they call and say the KNDP, the Cameroon National Democratic Party. It be formed for 1955, and then he became the premier of the British Southern Cameroon, where he ran until 1959. Upon independence, when they do the joining with La République du Cameroon, they make Foncha the vice president of Foncha continue to be the premier of British Southern Cameroons, and they become the vice president for the federal government. By 1961 until 1965, Foncha continued to be the vice president for the Federal Republic, and by 1970, Foncha functioned as the vice president. It came to an end. From there, who take over? And why? For 1966, again, the plan for Cameroon for take over and occupy Ambazonia, it did not start even before the independence of Cameroon. That is why, by 1966, the first thing we Ahidjo do now Ahidjo for dissolve all the political parties for Ambazonia. Ahidjo dissolve all the political parties for Ambazonia. And he dissolved the political parties for La République du Cameroun. Why? They not do them because they be one party system. They do them because now the path will already be designed for the takeover of Ambazonia. If you leave them, the people then when they can't join as a federated state, they continue to get their own assembly, continue to get their own political parties, it will be very difficult for you to control them. So the first step they take are for dissolve all the political parties and render the Ambazonian people them political without any political power, without any political direct representation. Everything now from Ambazonia, it will be dictated by Ahidjo. Remember, Ahidjo, it will be the premier of La République. John Gufoncha, it will be the premier of Ambazonia. So why another person, one person, will be a premier of your own country, he eventually become president of La République? Why Foncha leave him? Another prime minister will be there, where he and Foncha will be the same. Why Foncha leave him? He take his own pen, he sign a decree, he dissolve Foncha, his own political party, and all the political parties in Ambazonia. And carry Foncha them, put them directly under Cameroon, Union Cameroonese. Where are you, former? Why? I bring these things up so that when we get a foundation of the manipulative process we will already start. That manipulation, it will continue even till this date. And I will explain that for you. Now, Foncha this. At the end of Foncha life, Foncha become a beggar of freedom. At the end of Foncha life, before one can realize the manipulation and the mistakes, it will already be too late for Foncha. Now, pictures this, where one of our papa, he sent them for me, with that one of our papa for America, he take them for the United States. Now, picture this, with John Boo Foncha, he go back for the United States, they try to gather the people of Ambazonia, for start for fight for independence. It was already too late. When politically they don't disarm you, financially they don't take over your territory, economically they don't take over your resources, because you don't build any power for protect the institutions of the Ambazonian people. They manipulate you, they put you, they take you, they amalgamate you, they do a takeover, a political takeover for you. At the end of Foncha life, he come out to be a prime minister of a territory with a full government, for become a beggar of freedom. Now Foncha that for the United States, for the 90s, they call Ambazonians, they ask them, may they come together for advocate for independence. Too late. They already manipulate you, take over your country. Now, one of our past sent me these pictures. We'll be there for these conferences. Now, Foncha this. They speak for Washington, D.C. to Ambazonians. 90s. Now, Foncha that. Now, the founding fathers and this. Because they manipulate them. Why at the end of his life, just like the leader I talk him today? Go ask Foncha. Foncha will get justice. Because he live the manipulating. That manipulation, it go on today, and that's why when at the year, the weaver birds, the sellouts, the traitors, the enablers, the corrupt and the compromised agents, were the ones still manipulate the Ambazonian people then, they make all the noise today. I come today and for use this knowledge, this research, for Foncha their failures, for Muna their failures, for act as wisdom, as guidance for today's generation. Any person where you live on, Cameroon manipulate you, so that you go manipulate the Ambazonian people then, make you know say this generation will be a very sophisticated generation. When the uprising is start, the moment Cameroon, you know say the people don't woke up as the United States Central intelligence agency, this American CIA and the FBI and the State Department, they don't want Cameroon. They say when that people they rise, it will be very difficult for Cameroon to stop them. Once this generation rise up for 2016, Cameroon quickly go find his own people then, where if he manipulate them, manage them, for take over the process of the protest. They quickly bring in Agbobala. Cameroon make Agbobala the president of the consortium, and we make Fontaine the Secretary General. Bala no be the person will be for front. They quickly bring in. When that one fail, quell the protest and the uprising. That one fail. For 2017, through success in Congo and others, they go take Ahidjo Julius from Singa. We don't get any interest. They go carry for manipulate the process and manipulate the Ambazonian people then. Through success in Congo, they carry Ahidjo Julius and quickly can crown him as the chairman of the governing council. Then they create the IG as a manipulative strategy. That one failed. Cameroon quickly manipulate them, say they want to go get a negotiation. Remember, the purpose when Cameroon create the governing council and manipulate them for create the IG, now for divert the attention of the liberation struggle into that direction. Cameroon now use them, say una can't make we get a negotiation for Naira 10. The government want to negotiate. They manipulate them, they kidnap them, send them back to La République as a strategy for end the resistance. When after they don't get the Ayok, the Tassan, the Panfo, and the rest, why they get them? Manipulation, deception. Whether they know them or they don't know them. Now manipulation and deception. Because Cameroon, if they fight people them, where they know say, if they put them for a certain position, they will come up for talk with the Ambazonian people, will not like war, will not want me my people to die. They use some kind of political manipulative language for calm down the people and then reintegrate them. Once they arrest their yoke, the Tassan, the Panfo, that manipulative process will not end the struggle. Because the armed resistance strategy with Dr. Cho, if you don't want the Ambazonian people, if we not pick up arms, the political manipulative strategy of Cameroon, it will kill the resistance, just like if you don't kill every other resistance. The resistance survive because of the power, the Ambazonian people don't embrace the armed resistance. So Cameroon, it take over, just like they take over John Gufoncha. Cameroon quickly dissolve all political parties and take over John Gufoncha. Their manipulation for carry their yoke them, put them for jail, and then take over, end the liberation. Because we don't put a foundation where it not will be manipulated. That one not end for day. Now Cameroon manipulate, deceive, take all these leaders them for put a dam. That means say for weaken the spirit of the Ambazonian people them. It not end the resistance. They bring in Sako. They quickly bring in Sako from a no person from nowhere They quickly can introduce Unasako. Whereas Honorable Weber, Joseph Weber, will be the vice president of Ayokabe, he will be alive. Why they quickly bring Nasako? Till today, they never tell why. Why, when Weber be there alive? Some of we insist for the people and for the IG. We say, Joseph Weber there alive. Why would I not bring him? Because it take 3 months. Would they be the fine person who can take over the IG? It take 3 months. Before by April of 2018, they don't bring in Sako. We start for asking this question. Why would I not bring the person who they call say Vice President XXX and will be no saying Weber? Why would I not bring in Kapu Nayi? Who says Sako come out? Who says Sako come out? Who said come out? Just like the other traitor who will be call himself say sense pass king. Sako be call himself say Dr. Common Sense. Just to do small analysis them. Once in a while we can come out, can talk. So just because some person come out, he can do small Facebook talk them as Dr. Common Sense. When I carry it quickly, can't put it for front. For manipulate the Ambazonian people then. They quickly can launch my trip to Boya. For stop all funding. May not go for ground. May go for the person where they want to use them for manipulate the Ambazonian people then. A lot of CPDM elites, including the Cameroon, the chairman of Cameroon of CPDM party for Canada. Now he be chairman, now he be the president of I think Alta that time. ALCA, the Cameroon Alliance for Canada. He will be the president. All them, they go put money for my trip to Boya. All CPDM and SDF members then. They go pump money for my trip to Boya for boost Sako. Part of the manipulative process. When Sako can't take the money, it show them something. Because the money be enough for take that money and take over all the forces on the ground. So that the nationalist forces, they go come out for the hand for the nationalists. Tigers, the Sokadef, and the ADF. When I move all these forces them, where they fight for independence. When I bring them under Sako, so that Sako now will be the person where they will use it for manipulate, for deceive, and for end the struggle. Send we Ambazonia back. That one, end the resistance. Once Sako it won't fail, it not even end for day. During that period, the talk say for manipulate the Ambazonian people then. They can't talk say all the forces on the ground, they must come under AMF. All must come under AMF. That one to fail. They move to county by county. That one to fail. They move to ASC. That one to fail. Ask yourself, why be say if people they don't raise this kind of money up to 2 million, why they not feel recruit, they train, they deploy a force for take over the territory? Why they be only be interested now for take all the forces on the ground, corrupt all the forces on the ground, bribe all the forces on the ground, and then bring them through cartels. Give this money on, give that person your own, put this person for here, put that person for there. Now you go to manage those one, now for you go give you money, now you go to manage those one, take all the forces them for money, put them for this cartel, take all the forces them for Mezam, make you put them for this cartel. Why they not want to take personal responsibility? Say, now our forces then this where they under our direct political leadership, why the one only use na cartels. And wait till end up with those forces. Till today, no man can tell who's a AMF day. Till this day, no person can tell who's a AMF day. What become of AMF? Wait till become of county by county. Wait till become of ASC. No man can tell una. When for you Sako it failed, they quickly move in for introduce the CDN. Now the first time I talk this information for outside. When their ability for you Sako it failed. For you Sako, take the struggle, nyama the struggle, jama the struggle, disgrace the Ambazonian people, humiliate the Ambazonian people them internationally. Make Ambazonia they lost confidence. When Sako failed for deliver, Cameroon quickly turned to certain individuals for the United States. They create the CDN. At first, the purpose for the CDN it will be now a takeover strategy of the liberation struggle. When they create the CDN, they come from outside, they can inform the Ambazonian people, say, then there be professionals of Southern Cameroons, where they come now for gather all the professionals from the United States, Canada, and all over, so that maybe they can give a better image to the struggle. Remember, they don't use Agbobala and from Teneba. It will not work. They bring in Ayoktabe Julius, and he create a government. It failed. They bring in Sako. It failed. This introduction of infighting and the killing of soldiers, now part of the manipulative process for give the struggle a very bad image. Then they go introduce professionals. They say that these professionals can't save the struggle because these people are not professionals. They know what to do. They get access to the United States government because Latina they send for the Ambazonian people. Then. Oh, we did for America. Oh, we be big people then for America. Oh, we get access. We work for big work. We work for World Bank. We work for IMF. I be doctor this. I be doctor that. I feel talk for the State Department. Oh, I feel talk for this person. Oh, I feel talk for that person. We get access to America. So if we not give we the leadership of the struggle, we go fit take the Ambazonia matter, present them for the American government, so that American government it go get interest for the matter. Now so CDN come in. At the time, they brought in who? Christopher Fomunyo, Dr. Chris Fomunyo. They bring him in as the person with the for front. They don't make newspaper about we be a political brouhaha, a political savviness, a political know-how. We don't work for this institution, we don't work for that institution. It got this kind of reputation about democracy, about these kind of things. Now so they can introduce it. Once we start for ask the people then for CDN question, and they realize how serious will be there for ask. At that time, I will just be a mere activist, just like every other person will study these processes, these manipulative processes. I start to educate the Ambazonia people. I said, now watch out on what is coming next. CDN quickly said, no, we'll not come now to take over the leadership of the liberation. They quickly changed their statement, their public statement. They quickly changed what it didn't be about. They quickly changed the information on their website. They quickly changed the information on their social media pages. They say, no, now we want being a people, then we want bring the Ambazonian people them together. The story can change. Till today, the manipulation, it is still going on. the CDN, not only day out, now for bring Ambazonians together. Now wait till the creators of CDN, they tell the public. They play dirty games in the background just like the HD. Just like the HD, they come in, they said they want bring Ambazonians and Cameroon together through Sako. What did they do on fighters? The HD, they will be directly involved for move most fighters on the battlefield. The HD, they will be directly involved on the ground for move fighters on the battlefield. So why the HD, they come for you, they can't tell you, say they want bring Cameroon and Ambazonia for the negotiating table. You know, say the HD didn't for disarm fighters, move fighters on the battlefield so that for end the liberation struggle. While CD and the tell Ambazonians, I know say a lot of people them might just preempt how Ambazonia they think. When we speak this kind of truth, the manipulators, the one where they receive the funding from the Prime Minister's office for these activities, the one where they sponsor people on the ground for these activities, we no place where the money they come out. We don't get discussion with most of them now. So I need to talk like a lay person. When I don't show me hundreds of thousands of CFA who will not send the money to and what will be the activities on the ground. All right? I don't be with meeting with Wuna. We don't she don't even for the US Congress. Wuna know what you wanna present her. Wuna know what you wanna present them as CDN. Wuna know what you wanna be the request them. Wuna not be the request for independence or freedom or justice or accountability. Wuna know what you wanna be request them. And Wuna also know my statement what I make them as a nationalist for the United States Congress. Senate, sorry. When I know my statement what I make them inside the United States Senate. The only nationalist who stand for the and speak as an Ambazonian. I not speak as a person from Northwest and Southwest. I not go there for go speak, make we end the crisis for Northwest and Southwest regions of Cameroon. When I tell the US Senate. I not speak as somebody from Southern Cameroons. I speak as a representative of the Ambazonia Governing Council, representing the Ambazonia Defense Forces and the Ambazonia Governing Council. The nationalist movement where they fight for the independence, the rights of the Ambazonian people then. So this manipulation they go on. Including the CDN, just like the HD, they be directly involved for corrupt fighters and for change the way fighters they fight. They be directly involved. Make you understand the manipulation they go on. They want to unite Ambazonians, right? When I know how much money it did for the business of NGOs, when I know how much money with the international system they pump out in the business of NGOs, a big multi-million-dollar business. When you come out, you talk say one work for bring peace as a deal maker. Okay. Cameroon it be directly involved through the office of the Prime Minister for the financing. There's a lot where they go on where people must stand guard for their independence. Not be every person who carry Bible be a Christian. Not be every person who hold the Ambazonian flag, they like you. You want your independence or your freedom. The manipulation from Foncha era to the Muna, to the Agbobala, Tasande jail because they manipulate Ayoktabe. Pound for day jail because they want to use Ayoktabe just like they use Foncha and the Munas. Hundreds of Ambazonia fighters, they don't be killed by Sako, a scheme, because Cameroon want to manipulate Ambazonia through Sako. Thousands of our people that they suffer because of this manipulation. So when you know the truth as a nationalist, you must stand for speak the truth, for preserve the integrity of the liberation struggle. You must stand for demand proper practices and make movements and entities that be honest. Not be for manipulate our people then. For 2020, 21, they gather all Ambazonians. They call and say the Southern Cameroon's Leadership Conference for Toronto, Canada. For bring it together. For tell Cameroon say they don't be in charge. They bring Ambazonians together. The Ambazonia Governing Council was there. They bring other movement, bring NGOs. They bring some groups, some fighters in. They are representatives. Ask yourself, what will happen for the CDN Toronto retreat? What will be the outcome of the CDN Toronto retreat for 2021? What will happen? For 2022, the same CDN, he organized a conference for Unite All Fighters. What will be the outcome of the first conference? What will be the outcome of the second conference with CDN organized for Unite Ambazonian Fighters? What will be the outcome? Most of the people then, where they give them visas, they move them from the territory for bring them for Canada. When I know say they not become for represent fighters, most of them not go back. 90% of them not go back. How much money they collect for each of those persons where they use that conference for give those people a visa? I not be against what people them for find means for take visa. But make we be honest. You want to unite fighters. What will happen with the unity of fighters? What will happen with the unity of leaders? What will happen with the unity of fighters? It don't end for there. During Canada talks, the CDM get your own talks and propose your own things. It don't end for there. After all these things, we succeed for the Canada talks. We get where to be go there for as Ambazonians. We came out. Cameroon be thinking we will be divided. We manage ourselves. We work together. We bring movement together. We manage the process and we kick Cameroon Ikanas in front of the United Nations, in front of the Americans, in front of the Norwegians, in front of the Irish, in front of the Swiss. All these representatives will be there for witness the process. In front of Canada, we'll kick Cameroon in ass. We'll score 3 goals to nothing. We'll get everything we'll go there for, Cameroon leave for nothing. Immediately, the staff will create a counter platform. While we talk, say, okay, as we don't come also for Canada as a united people, as a unified people under one purpose. Make we take this victory, this energy, even though Cameroon decide for disengage the process, that one a Cameroon business not be Ambazonia. But waiting will achieve and for Canada, nobody go ever change them. Cameroon, waiting Cameroon sign up for Canada pre-talks. Those documents, that agreement, now the foundation for Ambazonia independence. We do already secure the foundation of Ambazonia independence. And now one of the things that way, Cameroon quickly disengage from the Canada process. Because the foundation of Ambazonia independence, Cameroon don't sign up. Through the recognition of the identity of the Ambazonian people. Cameroon recognize we, not as a people from the northwest and southwest, not as a geographic region of Cameroon, but as people of a territory. The territory of former United Nations, British territory of Southern Cameroons. Former territory of British Southern Cameroons. They not recognize we as Northwest and Southwest. It's there for the documents. Cameroon sign up. So the foundation already be established, recognized by Cameroon. Your identity as a people, it don't be accepted and recognized. Because Cameroon, he say, agree the name Ambazonia, because that name it became for 1994 through Goji Dinka, agree am. But it go accept a compromise position, a name. The name we will get them. Before then, and even before, they want to talk about unification or joining. They sign. It did it. So make you not ever leave on. Any group of persons, they can't manipulate you. They send money for forces till today. For use these forces for push this agenda. Tomorrow, I go make a full presentation of weighty general no pity. The role we plan for the Ambazonian struggle and what it want happen for this struggle. What it want happen. How this group of persons they want manipulate the ground using general no pity for do certain things. I will bring that presentation for una tomorrow, and I will tell una why it will fail. I will tell you why it will fail. I don't walk you through the process of how they manipulate Muna. I don't walk you through the process of how Cameroon be already planned for takeover and occupy Ambazonia even before the independence of Cameroon. I walk you through the process of how they manipulate Foncha, and how they use it and then they discard it. How they manipulate Muna, use it and discard it. How they manipulate Agbobala and Fontaine for use it and then discard them. How they manipulate Ayotabe Julius for use that group as IG. How they use them, how they discard them, how they create Sako, how they use them, how they manipulate, and how they discard them. And the consequences of this manipulative process for Ambazonia liberation struggle. For the purpose for keep Ambazonia under Cameroon. I don't tell you now how the one they don't use the CDN as well, and how the one use them for become the people they already talk for Ambazonia. Because according to them, all the other movement them, they be palaver people them, they need to portray a good image where go make America go like Ambazonians. Beggars, a whole prime minister, Foncha, he go back for independence. Now you wish you don't for America, you be an American citizen. People will not build powers. I don't explain them many times. No person will take them serious. Beggars of freedom. No person will give a beggar of freedom. America will not be beg for freedom. So why then they will give you freedom? They be beg for their own freedom. A person where he fight, he pay the price of death, destruction, pain, and suffering. Why go just take freedom? It just give you independence without any sacrifice, without any effort. And no person ever give you any tangible, concrete, and practical example of how a people they go down on their knees, they pray to God, and then they go back America, they back Canada, they back Germany, and then Canada, Germany, and England, it just give them independence. Now which one? When all the people when I say who will not go school, when I go school pass we, please, I call on all when I go do that research and can make this presentation for the Ambazonian people then. When I can show you example, all na manipulation. All na manipulation. When Cameroon not succeed for those ones, wait till they go back for do. Wait till Cameroon they try for do one. Now the question there when I need for answer. Cameroon a goal, a overall goal. Now for make sure say they kill the voices of the nationalists. Make I repeat them. All the examples so I don't quote them. Now for manipulate the Ambazonian people them, for take away the steam of the liberation from the nationalist agenda of freedom and independence. For carry Ambazonia them, surrender them back for Cameroon. Now, may always ask the question. Foncha, he go surrender himself for Cameroon. What will be the outcome? What will be the outcome? Just, I'm back. When I can't tell you, Foncha will go surrender. The UZ, the manipulative, the UZ, and then he surrender. When I use to dissolve all parties and integrate Foncha into a party. What became of Foncha? A Foncha picture that, where at the end, it become a beggar of freedom. So you tell me, if that example not correct now which other example will correct now? Who else they never use it? Even Frundi, we promise federation. What happened with Frundi? Why you think it will be any different? Any Ambazonian movement, any Ambazonian leader, where you live on, Cameroon use you because you want to manipulate Ambazonians. May they not focus on the armed resistance where they go and Cameroon presence. Cameroon not there for Ambazonia because it just can't take over the Amazonian territory. Cameroon there for Ambazonia because it get a military, it get gendarmes, it get police, it get secret services, because it don't create enablers for take over the territory and for gain legitimacy, right? So now wait till you want to go compromise with Cameroon. Now Cameroon is supposed to come beg you. Or now you supposed to go beg Cameroon. I just the ask. You get a country. You get a territory. Now you own the natural resources. Now you get everything. Now who's supposed to come beg who? I want to know. So why be say when our people they don't take 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 5 steps forward? Why be say now only sell out? People the way Cameroon, it don't pay them, it recruit them, it create them, it fund them. If you not be aware of the manipulative process, the Ambazonian people will continue to pay a stupid price If you not be aware of how political manipulation it take place, the language of people they don't already be politically manipulated, politically corrupt, financially corrupt, if you not fit dictate their language. From 2018, by June, July, August 2018, I start for one guna say political manipulation where they use Sako because the language where Sako they speak at the time, we start to detect compromise, bribery, corruption. I start to take those language, they tell one the intent and the direction where Sako they go. Because I be an expert in neurolinguistics. I study leadership psychology. I study patterns. We know these things in and out. I don't be in the field for 15 years as an authority. So any person with the claim book, we too know that book. We don't go that book. We'll be recognized for that book. I did teach influence for corporations and for government. And I did teach manipulative principles. So, all Ambazonians, the only thing we go save the Ambazonian people then from this political manipulation, because I don't ask the question, which of all this movement, they don't tell you why Cameroon, why Ambazonian people they get for be under Cameroon? Why? Why we need for be under Cameroon? Why? But they can't tell you why you need for be under Cameroon. Why did they work so hard for make you be under Cameroon? Because there is a benefit. Because they pay them. That's why they speak water for them up every place where they go. That's why they only give you excuses. That's why they treat you with sentiments. That's why none of them don't ever give you a roadmap. None of them don't can articulate a plan, a vision, and ideas for Ambazonia. That's why they do the platitudes. That's why they use the vague language. That's why they speak in abstractive terms. No one don't ever can tell you what you want to do for give you independence. Nobody. For all the sellouts, for all the assembly of Confucianists, apart from attacking the ADF and the AGOFC, when a Cameroon strategy for create an enemy will not exist. When a Cameroon strategy for make Ambazonians, make them not support the only thing if you give them independence. So that at the end, you be so frustrated, you be so deflated, you be so used, you be so confused. And then they will leave you in a state of defeat. Why you think say Paul Biya need to come out can't talk? Why you think say Diongote need to come out can't talk? Why you think say Cameroonese they need to come out and fight Ambazonians? Why you think say they the only paying Ambazonians or fight Ambazonians? Why? 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 You don't ever ask yourself, why Diongote need to fight with? Why Paul Biya need to fight with? Why all their ministers they need to come fight with? Because we the fight in La Republique. why did they only pay the Ambazonians for fight, for criticize, for fight the fighters, for discredit the fighters, for paint them like bad people them. The people that they do bad thing. Why? Why? Because their goal not for pollute your mind. The goal of the sellouts, that they do these things because they get paid. Why their own focus not there on Cameroon? Why their own focus not there on the enemy? Why didn't he scream the bees? The army is their name. The people they don't kill thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of our people then. Why didn't he tell the international community about the 1,000 villages where Cameroon don't burn down? Why that one not being that they are subject of discussions? Why the pain and the suffering of the Ambazonian people then imposed on the Ambazonian people by Cameroon, it not being a way that they fight for help our people them for end that suffering and pain? Why be say the plight of our refugees it not be of interest to them? Their own interest now every day for call the ADF, AGOFC in name. And you don't realize I say now all them they did do one. And why Cameroon did one? But now all them they did one. Why? Once you start to ask these questions, you go start to get the answers. Why every day? Why? Why Sikot? For since 2017, which it don't happen with the forces the way tell you say they control them. And why we go for retirement? And then the last 1 year ago, they don't bring it back. Who said the 60 million where they be collecting? Who say go? Who said all this money they collect for the SDF and CPDM members? Who said the money go? What it don't happen with all those forces where they talk where they be tell you say that they control them? If they get so much power, why they never build an army? Maybe we take Momo for example. Of all the noise where they don't make them about Momo, why they never build a force of 100 forces so that they will be in charge of Momo? Why? If they really get interest for liberate Momo and they get good practices, they get good soldier them, where they need to make the population make you feel bad. Why they never do one? If they get the money, they get the intent for liberate Momo because they want control Momo. Why they never put 100 forces for Momo? Why they never use all this money where they collect them from La Republique, from the CPDM elite, from the SDF elites, from all these third parties for poison Momo? Why they never put a force for Momo so that ADF go can't talk say I want can fight for liberate Momo so that ADF go liberate other states? If they fit, if not their intention, that why they never do one? Who's are all the forces where they say they be the controller? Who's are those forces today? Why we need to hear about those forces again? You must be aware of the manipulative process. When I remember General Ayeke, right? General Ayeke was a professionally trained bee. They succeed for moving from the battlefield for La Republique, bringing from Ambazonia. These same sellouts, they quickly manipulate Ayeke, and the forces who Ayeke be don't put them together. Ayeke be infiltrated by the bees, taken over by the bees. Over time, when I see Ayeke action, they change. And as I explained them 3 days ago or 4 days ago, once they take over Ayeke, they start to misdirect Ayeke actions. We become anti the liberation. What did they finally do with Ayeke? They finally kill Ayeke, and those bees, they go back, and they can't start laugh. They come off outside, tell una, wear back their uniform, take back all those guns. Manipulation. The same with the Red Dragons. Una see more than 50 guns, sophisticated weapons. With time, they just disappear. Some they go them back with their uniform and they start to laugh. They tell una be aware of the manipulation at the play of una. Any force will not be under a political movement with a direct command and control, we go get public accountability. The Ambazonian people for that block, they could suffer the same consequences like what happened for Ayeke, like what don't happen for Manu, where almost 183 Ambazonians, they don't be killed, massacred, murdered by the Cameroon bees, where they infiltrate and take over those loose forces from Manu for manipulate and turn the population against the liberation struggle. I don't explain these things for now. If you don't understand how manipulation could work, you could remain under slavery and under occupation. You must understand why they want to make forces they remain loose, so that cartels they will control them. Now the weaver birds, they will send $2,000, $500,000, $1 million, so that forces they're not focused for the nationalism, for the liberation. They go focus on something else, so that they will continuously deceive the Ambazonian people, say that they fight for independence. Take Manu as an example. Not believe what you talk. Just see what don't happen for Manu through time, how Manu don't become the most corrupt and compromised state. A state with the greatest number of massacres they don't be carried out now the state of Manu. By infiltrated bees disguised as Ambazonian soldiers. As I explained, any soldier will live on, they manipulate you, they take you over, they use you for turn the population against the liberation struggle. Cameroon will finish, it will do that one, it will work. It will turn the population against the struggle. The enablers they can't celebrate, the traitors they can't celebrate, the compromise agent they can't celebrate. They can't celebrate and mock you. But you don't say that because they manipulate you, deceive you, use you, turn the people against the struggle, your block, it go fall, you go remain under the same butchers where they don't render you homeless. You go remain under the occupation of the same butchers where they don't make you stay for bush, where they don't imprison thousands. Beware of manipulation. I don't care for who said that manipulation will come out. The day when you discover me, Lucas Asu, I don't start to talk with 3 heads. Stop for listening for me. Stop for listening for me. The day when you detect, I don't be corrupted, I don't be compromised, stop for listening for me. The day when you detect, say Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, you need to talk anymore about independence, you need to talk anymore about freedom, stop for listening for it. Any person want to make you compromise your future, they don't love you, they don't care about the pain we don't go through, they don't care about the destruction where the people they don't suffer. They don't care about the homelessness of the 750,000 of our people that stay for bush. They don't care about all the people who don't rape and don't die. They only care about the small amount of money where they collect from Atangaji Paul and the Prime Minister's office. Now, 3 times, the Cameroon government, through the presidency of Cameroon, through the office of the Prime Minister, now 3 times they don't offer me huge amount of money. Man, not talk again. Man, no advocate. Make and not fight Cameroon and make and not talk again about independence. The first time they come for me, they send a person from the presidency, they can talk for me, say, the president of La République du Cameroon, they want to bring peace, and they want me to be part of the return of peace and normalcy. They promised me 50 million CFA from the presidency of Cameroon. I tell them, so I will call police. They leave. 1 year later, they come back from the office of the Prime Minister with an offer for normalization, for make me an advocate of human rights, so that I go be like Agbobala. I will be talking on about generic human rights and peace. They want to make me that kind of thing. The promise for give me 100 million from Diongute office. A direct envoy from Mr. Diongute. The promise of give me 100 million if I accept. They also promise for link me up, for help me for create an NGO where I go to talk about human rights. I will be like Agbobala. They will send me for conference for many places in the world so that I go begin to talk about human rights for Cameroon and Africa and democracy. All those kind of nonsense. They will give that, they will help me for create that NGO. Then they will use third parties for give me $60,000 every year for fund the activities of that NGO. First, they will give me 100 million if I agree, and I will sign for which I will agree on. Secondly, every year, they will give me $60,000 for fund the activities of my NGO. I deny. I tell them, say, I know if you betray the people of Boki, I know if you betray the people of Manu, I know if you betray the Ambazonian people then, I know if you betray the fighters who don't stand up on their behalf. I know if you betray the Ambazonian people for 100 million. We have get so much energy, so much talent, so much knowledge, so much skill. I feel build any wealth and create any wealth where I want them. I know we become a traitor. I deny. The following year, Paul Biya sent another person with Diongute. They can offer me, they can make another offer of 250 million. You know how much be 250 million CFA? That's equivalent to almost 600,000 Canadian dollars. 250 million CFA. Where they can make that offer. At that time, the Canada talks, there be the approach. So we now understand what happened for the traitor, Capo Daniel. We now understand what happened with the sick of them. We now understand the manipulation be real. Cameroon not be interested for justice or even for peace. Be interested for buy out those who they speak, so that they will start to speak on behalf of Cameroon against Ambazonia. Any person where every day you woke up, they call my name. You know why they call my name? Every day you woke up, you hear ADF this, ADF that. Understand the reason why. Cameroon not fight with. They only use this sellout for do the narrative, the fighting of narratives, for create a toxic atmosphere, confuse you. You not gonna know who for trust. You not gonna know who for belief. That's manipulation. The manipulation of information, the manipulation and deception, the manipulation and that deception. The one manipulate you and the one deceive you, for make you become confused, for make you not be an Ambazonia, for make you not believe for your independence, for make you not believe for your freedom, for make you not believe for your future, for make you not stand for anything will be meaningful and important, for make you become a corrupt human being with a corrupt value system, with a corrupt personality, so that you go create a corrupt society. Corrupt people create a corrupt society. Corruption are the greatest poison for any people there. So any people they get corrupt leaders, those people they go suffer the fate of corruption. Look across the continent. Why millions they suffer with all the wealth where the continent get them? Why an average African, including a Cameroonese, an Ambazonia, since independence, you never ever get clean water for drinking? Clean water for drinking all day. The most basic human, the two human beings they need the most. No, most Africans, 99% of Africans, they don't get access for even small quality water for drinking. Why? Those Ambazonians, those weaverbirds, they know how to make you get even clean drinking water. Forget them. Since 1961, Cameroon never fit to provide water for your own people then. Now for you, the occupied person for the occupied territory, they can't give water. They never fit for clean dirty for their own streets. Now for your own streets, they go fit for can't clean your dirty. They never build nursery school or primary schools for the people of Camerooners. Now your own they go can't build them. Cameroon never get peace. If they be so good, if we fight war, now small Boko Haram that for the northern provinces of Cameroon, they never even fit for fight them. The insecurity where they come out from Central Africa, the rebels where they enter for inside La Republique, the crimes for Cameroon, the poverty for Cameroon, Cameroon never fit for solve even one of your own problems then. Why you think saying their own problem, Cameroon, it will fit and solve them for you? If they never develop themselves, now you can't develop them. They not create Cameroon for create a state. Cameroon now it be run by cartels. So Cameroon it don't master this art of manipulation. That's why Cameroon don't create cartels in the name of Ambazonia activists. Who's the one that they call themselves to be godfather of activists? Who's are they today? Since 2017, which they don't create them for you? Now which policy, a project, where they don't push them on the ground and it succeed? Which one? Which one? You know why people that suffer? We've already defeat Cameroon a long time ago. If Cameroon not be quickly use the same tactics we don't use them for disempower and frustrate the Ambazonian people since 1961 manipulation. That manipulation will work today. I want to make you understand these things. That's why we insist. Even when movement that they come, the toxic movement, they come together, they must swear an oath and take a commitment on principles and values where they defend the nationalism, the interest stand for total independence and freedom. And any movement where a toxic one come together for the name of Ambazonia, if you not swear that oath for public, you not stand for public, for all the leaders where they talk say they want to work for Ambazonia independence, you swear that oath. Say, as we come together, the purpose we want to make will work together. Now for fight for the Ambazonia independence, defend that independence, protect that independence, and for protect our people. You must declare them in public. Principles of declaration with certain guidelines and values where they must govern that collaboration. Now the same thing when forces the one come together or come under the Ambazonian Governing Council. They must swear declaration of intent and a guiding principles where they defend which I don't prescribe for. This discussion not been for make you hate any person, but for open your eye as to why people are being manipulated and what is the agenda of the occupier. Cameroon never fit for succeed because the forces on the ground are strong. Cameroon never fit for succeed not because this power structure in our day not for talk. Without armed resistance, without the arms on the ground, without defense forces on the ground, specifically without the Ambazonia Defense Forces, without the Ambazonia Governing Council, there is no Ambazonia liberation struggle. I need to talk now because I'll be a member of the Ambazonia Governing Council. But not because of which we don't experience them over the last 7 years. We'll be the last generation where they still stand. And I call upon you, not live and make any person tell you for be a Cameroonese. The word Cameroon, the meaning of Cameroon, na genocide. The meaning of Cameroon, na terrorism. The meaning of Cameroon, na manufacturing of death. The meaning of Cameroon, na manufacturing of torture. The meaning of Cameroon, na people that carry out massacre. The meaning of Cameroon, na poverty. The meaning of Cameroon, na destruction. The meaning of Cameroon, na emptiness. The meaning of Cameroon, na pain. The meaning of Cameroon, na misery. So any person will tell you, make you take a compromised position. Now which compromised position Cameroon don't take on? Tell me. Now which compromised position Cameroon don't take on? This mobilization and disarmament, is that a compromise? Bilingualism Commission, is that a compromise position? Multiculturalism, na compromise. The Grand National Dialogue, na compromise. Reconstruction and normalization, na compromise. Na compromise. The imposition of special status for Cameroon, for impose special status will not be different from what they already did one before. Now compromise that. It don't even worse because now they don't can create these fake institutions then where they don't get no power, and then they can create a conciliator. Some person now way after governor naive be in charge, reporting to Atanganji and the president of La Republique. That fake parliament, not fit make any decision, not get a budget for even put water for one community. They only get a budget for pay the bills and reward the enablers. The manipulation. Swiss talks, manipulation. Canada talks, they want to manipulate the process until we step inside as nationalists and tell the Canadians and the UN and the US and all the ones that be involved. We tell them say manipulation no go happen. When I no go carry Cameroon agenda, when I can't chuka inside there, maybe na the process for this discussion. We wrap their foot them. We stand firm. Push nationalist agenda until Cameroon shake his head. You know, say nothing play with this Ayaba generation. You know, if manipulate them because we'll be incorruptible. The purpose, I say, the suffer where people don't suffer, the sacrifices where they don't make them not fall short of the expectation of our people. Then. Make we not live on the sacrifices where our people don't sacrifice, the effort where they don't make the price where they don't pay, including the death of thousands of Ambazonians, make we not live on fall short of the outcome where the people that they ask. Our people they want good life. Our people they want better life. Our people they want a government where it been a true government of the Ambazonian people, a nationalist government, a government will be corruption free, a government where the state budget now for the state. If na 200,000 that they pay you for 1 month, your salary will be na 200,000. You thief one amber, you go jail. Policeman, he use his power for collect bribe, he end up in prison. He use that uniform for go arrest people them because he be police person. He that police person go for court, go jail for abusing a power. Army man come up for road. He start for mixing and he get country. He face court martial. You dey work for office, you thief, you go prison. One create a country will be free of corruption so that the money for our people then it be used for the development of our people then, for the education of our picking them, for the medical, for the health care of our people then, for the progress of our people then, for create opportunities for our people then, for develop the country faster than any other country for Africa. We get the will for doing, but we must act on principles. We must act on good faith. We must stand for as defenders of truth and justice. We must stand for good governance. These values, these ideals, democracy don't mean anything if you not build them on truth. Because democracy be very manipulative. That's why you need nationalists for build nationalist values, build nationalist institutions, where the people they are sacrifices. Because the people they don't sacrifice, they no go one live and make any person can spoil their country. The pain when you don't feel them, not live and make any person is still your ability for being free. The suffer where you don't suffer. Not live and make any person, because he go take money for La Republique of Cameroon. It can confuse you, make you not focus on your liberation struggle. And the reason this I want to get this conversation. Sometimes it will take me a long time for my spirit to be in a good place. We can't speak these things. That's why sometimes it come out. Because the message will come inside the message will come from me, it will come like it be downloaded from heavens. The forefathers, the spirits, God, it is sent this message from me. The message it comes sometime inside my spirit. But until this it feel right, I need to can't talk up. I deliver and make the message. It clear for my spirit. It guide me. I know I can't talk over. I need to talk anyhow. A leader need to talk anyhow. But people they deserve quality. Because we too the build on a quality. A quality life, quality leadership. When we talk, so we do something. We do and with all our heart. Because nothing that one offer them for our people then. The love we get them for our people then. We feel the suffer that they feel. Our goal is for make that suffer, make it end fast. But not be enough for take their suffer, go sell them. Not be enough for take their suffer, go sell them. Not be enough for go betray them and leave them for the same place where they don't be there since 1961. A different generation is. Stand for something beautiful. Stand for something meaningful. Stand for something decent. Stand for something will be pure. You know if you use corruption for create a clean system. That's why no man of you fix Cameroon. Because you know they build Cameroon on blood, on violence, on corruption. That's why the state be like that. So if you leave them, they manipulate and create a corrupt system. Like the failed leaders and failed movement, those corrupt ones who don't experience them. Imagine if they be carry them, give them, say they are government this, they are independences. Imagine how Ambazonia for be today. Please, we deserve better. We want to build better. We want to create better. We must do them. We must do them with integrity. We must do them with character so that it reflects the kind of culture, the kind of country, the kind of institutions we want to belong. If people be corrupt, they will create a corrupt society and the population will suffer. It will be like La Republique. It will be like Nigeria. It will be like most African countries. But if you get people the way they get character, they will build institutions with character, with values. We will reflect the future of the people then. And the people that will feel defend them and protect them. If you get anything where you want, even if you don't agree for which I don't talk today, I'll be okay with it. Alright? I'll be totally okay with it. But do so respectfully. Alright? Even if you want to send me a message, say which you don't talk, it'll be totally nonsense. Just do so respectfully. And advance your own objective point and tell me a better plan and a better model where you get them other than which we already present them for our people then as the model for the liberation of the Ambazonian people then. if you get any better model, if they see court, they be fit, they be better. If we don't show Ambazonians, why they be so vicious? Why they be so evilish? Why they be so angry? Why? Why traitors they be so angry? Why will we be full of smiles? Because we see the future. I know the future be very beautiful. I will tell you. Because when I look at the design of the vision, I know place where they go, I know where to go create them, I know where people they go become. So I'll be very optimistic. I'll be full of happiness when I think of what Ambazonia is going to become. And what it will become of our people then. Because we know what we will plan them, we know what we don't build them, we know where Ambazonia will go, we know what it will become of our people then, and know how the future of our kingdom will be. We don't travel the world, we don't see beautiful places and beautiful examples of how to create beautiful structures and things that where they go last, where they go elevate people their quality of life and give them dignity and pride. Give people prosperity and wealth and abundance. That's what our people need. Anything short of that, that means they don't cheat you, they don't manipulate you, they won't cheat you and sell you back to your murderers. No accept, no settle for anything less than full independence and freedom, where you will get full control of Ambazonia. And you will build a state based on nationalism, patriotism, and character. A state where it will reflect the next 100 years. Don't settle for less. Don't live and make any person confuse you, deceive you, or manipulate you. I want to conclude. The Ambazonia Governing Council don't pass 3 laws. Number 1, any driver or Okada person will never pay liberation tax, you no go drive or work for the street of Ambazonia. The Ambazonia Governing Council don't pass 3 liberation laws for defend and advance the liberation of our people then, for speed up the process of the liberation, and for get every Ambazonia make it commit. If you be a driver, you get motor for Ambazonia, or you drive motor, it no matter how small the motor be, or how big the truck it be. If you climb, say you be driver, whether you be Okada driver, if you never pay your liberation tax, not drive for the streets of Ambazonia. And the first one that. Number 2, if you, the driver, you carry a passenger or you carry another person inside your motor, inside your truck, inside your trailer, on top of your Okada, if that person is an adult, a man or woman, he never pay liberation tax. Now you, that driver, where you carry that person, when you reach for forces their control, now you, that driver, will get problem as to why you never pay a liberation tax, and if you don't pay, why you carry a person who never pay liberation tax. If you never pay a liberation tax, you no go fit travel from point A to point B from Ambazonia. So now the 3 liberation laws in that. Number 1, every driver must pay liberation tax. If you not pay, not drive for the roads of Ambazonia. Number 2, every driver not carry passenger will never pay liberation tax. You carry passenger, never pay liberation tax. When you reach a place where they control, now you, that driver, go get palaver. Number 3, no Ambazonia go work from point A to point B will never pay liberation tax. the forces, they go enforce this liberation law very aggressively. That means now no money to beg another person. We no one beg you for be free. You go be free now by force. We need to beg you for pay the liberation tax. Because we don't explain them for you for about 8 months. So you don't need the education anymore. You know why we want the liberation tax. The land must be free. No time for beg any person. That the public need to beg you when the one can kill you. That the public need to beg you when the one can rape you. That the public need to beg you when the one can burn quarter. No Ambazonian soldier no go beg any Ambazonian for pay the liberation tax. And I no go talk for una in a begging manner. Pay your liberation tax or you face the consequences. We must speed up the process of the liberation for end the suffering of the Ambazonian people. Cameroon a goal now for make you a conformist so that you not take your life seriously, you not take your liberation seriously, and you not take your country seriously. It must come to an end. Pay your liberation tax or you know waka for inside Ambazonia. If you don't like the liberation, move out. Move out of the territory. Go stay for La Republique and be a slave for La Republique. As long as you're there for the territory, you must conform with the liberation, contribute for the liberation, sacrifice, make your own sacrifices. I will not ask you for much. Monday goes down and for pay a liberation tax. That's the only thing that they ask you. The rest, when I leave for the forces and for the leadership. Alright? So, any person who will pay liberation tax, or when I get my phone number, contact me. We'll go tell you the easiest method for pay your liberation tax with ease. The 2024 liberation tax, now 5,000 for the whole year for women and 10,000 for the whole year for the whole territory for man picking. That means say if you did for Mamfe, you pay 5,000 as woman, girl, young girl. You pay 5,000 for the liberation tax. That receipt, it cover you for the entire territory. If you come out, you go for Bui, no Ambazonian soldier no go ever ask you say, oh, you pay for Mamfe, you get for pay for Bui. That pay where you pay for Mamfe, it cover the entire 13 states of Ambazonia. 5,000 for man beginning for the whole year. 5,000 for woman then for the whole year. 5,000 for man beginning for the whole year. Pay your liberation tax quick so that you fit travel with no man and no go disturb you. Even if I'm a family member, even if you be Dr. Ibai family member, even if you be Dr. Julius Nye family member, even if you be family member of General Efan, when soldier they hold you, for Ambazonia they don't care who you know, will not be La Republique. Because you know Lucas Asu. You say, I be Asu Lucas, a family member. So when I leave my go, will not be La Republique. Even if you be my family member, you reach for Ambazonia control checkpoint. And you don't get a receipt. Make soldier they keep you free. Even if you be Dr. Ayabai Mami, you reach for Ambazonia checkpoint. You never pay a receipt. You must pay a receipt for that place before you come out. Ambazonia will be La Republique. We don't there for man, no man. Alright? We're not there for man, no man. National responsibility and national responsibility for everybody. Even if you be Grandpa General Sumanguru, the king of Momo, the commander of Momo, you be a brother, a sister, you must pay your liberation tax. Alright? Ambazonia not be La Republique. Every person must play a part. And the forces, they enforce these laws rigorously because we must raise that money for put all the arms on the ground so that this killing of fighters, it must come to an end. we must put the arms on the ground. Cameroon must back out. Our commitment that, our promise that, we must put all the arms will be required for Ambazonia. And the Ambazonia Governing Council, Dr. Choni the joke, will la Republic. All the other people, them, they go assemble themselves and go compromise with la Republic. We will be focused on the armed resistance. By the time we finish our compromise with la Republic, we don't put enough arms on the ground. We la Republic, it will use them, discard them, it could use them, it could dump them, and it could discard them, just like you don't use all the other one them. Use, dump, and then discard them, and then render them useless. The only thing with all international the countries we don't tell me, every place we go, the only thing they ask, why we not slow so? By the way, I just talk. They be send me for a diplomatic mission for meet with the government of a certain country. When we don't shit on and the big man for this government, we don't shit on. The very first thing he asked me, say, you think, say, if we put 1,000 well-armed forces for our territory, you think, say, that people them, they know the check sense. He said, if today we put 1,000 well-armed forces, well-armed, well-trained, you think, say, Cameroon, they know the check sense. He said, look, the only thing we slow una down, and we make the international community go this side, and because we never put the kind of power, we go send a signal to the international community, say we mean business. Because if we not put the kind of weapons on the ground, then we are there for one side, Cameroon there for one side, we'll be in control. Cameroon will talk say be in control. We not talk say we not be in control. But at the end, we not just continue for fight. He say, if we want to make this thing, make the international community change its stance or any calculation, we put 1,000 well-armed fighters on the ground or soldiers on the ground, well-armed, well-trained. Once the international community see them, the game don't be over. It's not the first thing that. But it's a beg, not code my name, and then from that one now we enter into the discussion because they want to know about the Ambazonia Governing Council, they want to know about what do they think about after independence, what comes next. Oh, I were better, as you know, I were better, I entered though better, as she don't so. The Shidon and three, one of the big people for that government, for that country, I sell them the Ambazonia vision in a very soft, passionate, composed. I tell them what to one plan. I tell them the manifestation, the Ambazonia manifesto, what economic, what governance policy first, the kind of structures of government who want create them for make sure say Ambazonia be politically stable. That one be oversweet for their year. They be very interested for our political process for create an all-inclusive post-independence transition authority or transition government. They take a look at it and go now for the post-independence, the transition authority government, we go now create the conditions for elections, they develop the electoral code, help for take all this movement then, create them into political parties for run for both municipal and legislative elections across the 13 states, and how the party will get the majority vote. Now you go form the government and elect a prime minister. We talk about our economic policies, the kind national liberal market policy for defend the interest of the Ambazonian people, them for create international partnership with all countries in the world. We need to make enemies for the world. We want to create a country where we make friends with every system. We need to choose systems. Any system will be positive to the Ambazonian people. Then we could do trade, equality, and talk about our educational system based on the foundation of the Ambazonia Governing Council. The kind science and technology-based education, the kind research and talent-based education. So, we'll not be very confident. We just get a little bit of work to do. If we do that work, that's why the leader, the one make we do that work as soon as possible before the palaver start for the Republic of Cameroon. Before the palaver start for the Republic of Cameroon, we must put enough forces on the ground with the dynamics. They don't change. So no matter what happens for the Republic of Cameroon, Ambazonia will be part of the discussion for the international system for coming to try to stabilize the Republic and then bring Ambazonia inside that discussion. If we fail for doing, there are consequences. If we fail to fill the vacuum, we don't be created on the ground. Then anything will happen for the Republic of Cameroon at any time. The Ambazonian people then, they will be part of the international system strategy for bring stability after post-BIA. The traitors, the sellout, all the compromised people, they already compromise themselves. They count on that. The only thing where they didn't wait. In fact, I'll talk about that tomorrow. They might just give now a heads up. The only thing where all the one where they don't compromise themselves, they wait. They wait and say, when they go delay Ambazonia, they are going for help for delay Ambazonia. So that since Mr. Biya be unfit, he be incapable, he be unwilling, and he lack the capacity for bring a government together and finish the negotiation with the startup for Canada. These people, they don't compromise themselves. They wait now through the Ongute policy, make the delay Ambazonia through all this confusion, so that as Mr. Biya they go down, then the international community now will see say La Republique don't collapse, Ambazonia don't collapse, and then they will try to bring both Ambazonia and Cameroon through a political stabilization plan. And the thing that they wait. But I will give this discussion a lot more tomorrow. For now, stand up and defend the rights of our people then. Stand up for truth, pay your liberation tax, and pay for your family members. For all Ambazonian forces, we now adopt a nationalist posture, a nationalist agenda. If you don't adopt a nationalist posture, a nationalist agenda, you could be infiltrated, you could be taken over. If you adopt a nationalist posture, a nationalist agenda, the Ambazonia Governing Council, it will use the liberation tax for equipped, for help una, make una grow, for help una with a code of conduct, with the kind leadership, with the kind training, where una go fit be able for protect on ourselves. They will use the money for the liberation tax for equipped all una on the ground. The money for the liberation tax now for user for equipped all the nationalist forces on the ground. For you for qualify as a nationalist force, You must swear and declare and do public declaration for this declaration of principles. Abide by the values which guide the nationalist aspiration. Sign the code of conduct where you can conduct yourself for the liberation so that you fit with character and integrity. All right? We want support for speed up the process for end Cameroon their presence for our territory. And the leader I go, Dr. Cho Ego, now for bring all Ambazonian forces down under the nationalist agenda, they work together, collaborate together, so that for each of the bloc where they did it, they be so strong where they feel knock Cameroon off. So that Ambazonia will be ready by the time that the Republic one fall and the infighting for the one start and their wahala, their big problem for the one start, Ambazonia don't be so strong enough. The international community, it will only come now for recognition. So, I don't talk something way I not be supposed to tell you right now, but I don't just talk, all right? So we work very hard, and the strategy for Ambazonia recognition, it is already on track. The work now we will get for doing. As I talk for English, make haste while the sun is shining. Start for fix things on before rainy season come. Okay? Start quick. Before Mr. Bia go down. Before they take una by surprise. Before the talk start for change. Please, take this one very serious. We'll not get too much time. The clock is ticking. At any time, Cameroon will implode. The political infighting, the war for Cameroon will start at any time. You know what make it take Ambazonia by surprise? Because you spend too much time for listening for the Confucianists, the sellouts, the enablers, and the Cameroon propagandists. And you know we take time for prepare for the takeover. Prepare for the takeover. Your future lies on it. I don't over talk for today. I don't give you so much information. I hope say this discussion will be very helpful for all now. If you get any question, if you don't know how to pay a liberation tax, please contact me. We'll give you a safe method, an easy method for you to pay your liberation tax and get your receipt. About 5 people then, who they don't pay their liberation tax, I think they don't go almost 10 days. They never get now. Only 5 people then where they never get their receipts. Every other person don't get a receipt. For those 5 persons, I'll make sure so you get when I receipt by the end of this week. I think I'm gonna plenty. When I get a good night.
Ambazonia Defense Forces, the vanguards of the Ambazonia War of Independence. Welcome to ACN.